scale for scale's sake's no good to anybody. It's what are you able to do as a consequence of getting to that scale. So, we're able now to run trials that can be done entirely in a single organization, Velocity, and there are benefits of that. There are efficiency gains from, everybody knows startup's slow. It's much easier to start up a single organization than maybe 100 different organizations. There are things like that. But more importantly, I think it allows you to start to rethink and reimagine the way clinical trials are delivered in lots of different ways. So, for example, we have a tech team in Hyderabad. We have 70 people in Hyderabad who are developing technology to support what goes on at a research site, which might seem minor, but most of the technology that's ever been developed for a clinical trial has been developed with the sponsor in mind, or the back office of the CRO, whatever it happens to be. Nobody develops tech for sites. People develop tech for sponsors, and then they get inflicted on sites. Some of the early ones they're working on right now are around patient recruitment. So we're making the patient recruitment process more efficient. So you can make that level of investment when you get to a certain scale. Quality is another area where everybody talks about the importance of quality in clinical trials, absolutely crucial. But who has those people if you're a single research site? You don't have them. You might have a part-time QC person. You certainly don't have QA generally, distinguishing QC, which is checking people's work and their mistakes, and QA, which is improving the whole process and improving quality in general. So we have a QA team, a centralized QA team, that's focused on raising the game of Velocity every single day. You can't make those sorts of investments in a smaller organization. Scale gives us those things. So there are many ways in which we can improve the clinical trials process. Beyond that, most site organizations are still concentrated in a relatively few therapeutic areas. Partly because of the size we've got to, and partly because some of the partnerships we've established with healthcare systems, we can now take efficient management of the clinical research process into therapeutic areas that dedicated research sites typically don't operate in. We're expanding internationally. As much as the US is really important, it's about a third of the clinical research sites in the world. The other 2/3 are in Europe, Asia, Latin America, wherever it happens to be. So you can start to conceive of building an organization that really is able to be creative and innovate in different ways that will improve the overall process. Ways that when you're smaller, you aspire to, but you probably don't have the capability to do it. So, I think we live in exciting times now.